away you go, Nicole.
Cool. Well, kia ora. Thank you everyone for joining today, and thank you, Matthew, for having me. Hopefully some of you may have attended my session in April. So we will be covering similar topics, but I'm going to try and make it more interactive this time. And also after your feedback that Matthew sent through, I'm also going to jump into Canva, which is a design tool. So we're going to have a little play around there, which will be a little bit of fun. And if you have any questions along the way, please feel free to unmute or type it in the chat and Matthew will read it out to me, but we'll crack into it. Okay, share my screen. Cool. There we go. Cool. So first of all, I'm just going to talk quickly about Google My Business. Hopefully everyone knows what Google My Business is, but I'm going to quickly explain that and why it's important and how it can help you. Cool. So everyone will, on the daily, I'm going to say, would be going into a internet browser and Google searching for something. I know I'm guilty of that every day. I'm searching up information of, local cafes near me or sports organizations or different things like that. So having a Google My Business profile, so that's different to your website. So the Google My Business profile is the information on the right-hand side of the screen. That's displaying your website directions, or a map, where to find you, if you have a physical building, all of your contact information, your opening hours, if you do have opening hours. So it's a really important tool that benefits your website, which will sit on the left-hand side. So I've used Sport Taranaki as an example. So all the information for their website's on the left and the Google information is on the right. So if you don't have one of these displaying already, you can quickly, just Google search, create a Google My Business account. And you'll see here under Google Help, you just click on Sign Up Business Profile and put in all the information you need to. So I recommend populating all of the fields when you're going through and creating the Google My Business. Have a really strong bio that complements your website content and is relevant to your audience. So explaining in layman's terms what you actually do, and also include anything if you've got a venue that you hire out or particular events coming up. Making a really strong bio is really important so people can see quickly if this is the sports organization or club that's going to benefit them or that they want to join. Adding in information like your photos and videos of what you do, showing people where your venue is, any key sponsors or events you're involved with. Populate it with as much information as you can, because this is the first step that someone's going to click on to either want to join your club. If you have a physical location, include a map. Definitely link to your website is an easy one. Your office hours, your services. So if you have school holiday programs, this is a great one. So we have a few places here in Taranaki that have school holiday programs, and it's fantastic for parents to see at a quick glance, because everyone's time poor and busy, that, oh, there's a school holiday program. Click on that and it's instantly linking them to their website. So it's a really good way to just enhance your website's profile. If you have products, so if you're selling tickets, you've got merchandise, add all those products in there as well. It's all going to benefit you. Another thing to help enhance your Google search, so it's going to help with your website ranking, is encouraging reviews. So if you have people already in your sports code, definitely get them to leave a positive review. So if people were just searching, so when I talk about ranking, if people were searching rugby clubs, and there might be 10 different rugby clubs in Wellington region, if you have really good reviews and you have a really good business, Google My Business profile with pictures, reviews and all that, your ranking will go up. So when you might be sitting on number 8 or 9 currently, but if you're populating Google My Business, your ranking might go up and you might be starting to display in the top 3 without spending any money. This is all free stuff you can do. So definitely it's important to get all the information you can into your Google business profile. You can also, which is a new feature, you can link your social media channels. So if you have a Facebook page, a YouTube channel, or anything like that, you can also link that to your profile. And again, it's going to help with the ranking up. It's all the win-win. Adding in events, you have to manually add these in. And you also have to set a reminder to then obviously remove the event once the date is finished. That is also a quick way if you've got an open day or end of season celebration, putting those events in there again will help just raise awareness and get people seeing your sports club over other people's, because you're going to be ranking high. And again, without spending money, which is good. So it's just a real quick overview because I'm going to try and spend a bit more time on Facebook and Canva. So it's a little bit quicker than I would have normally gone on it in the previous session. But we're going to quickly go into websites. Sorry, it's a big topic in an hour to talk about Google, websites, and social media. So we're just going to quickly go through websites as well, and then I'll spend a bit more time in Facebook and Canva. So how to get the most out of your existing website. So I know most of you hopefully already have websites and you don't need to refresh your website. You don't need to spend thousands of dollars in getting someone to create a new website for you. I'm just going to give you some pointers today to try and make your website better than it currently is. There might be a few things you might want to tweak, which will help get more users and people registering to your sports code. So the main thing I would recommend is getting people to interact with your website and give you honest feedback. So the one thing that we do, so this is the Wolverines again in Taranaki, who do a really good job with their website. They are very prominent. They've got a really good volunteer who has a marketing background, which is very useful. But they really good website. Definitely go check them out. But one thing I'd recommend is get people that have never been on your website to be honest and review it. Get them to see how quickly they can find the information that they want. So when can I play a sport? Is that easily available? Looking at the main headline, can I register? Can I get involved? Can I buy merchandise? Can I buy tickets to a game? How long's the season? Are there any costs to joining? All that information that parents or people, like if I wanted to register for a netball tournament or something like that, that I could quickly go onto the website and easily find that information. It shouldn't be hidden. All the stuff that you want should be at the top and easy to find. So for example, how quickly can I contact someone? We're about, is it easy to join or inquire? All that stuff should really be at the top. We call it the top fold. So the top fold is before you scroll down, because there's nothing worse when you're having to scroll down a page and then you're scrolling another page and it's nothing that you quickly want at the top. So definitely get some people to go and test and let them be honest, let them be critical. That's really the best advice. And hopefully you or someone in one of the volunteers in your group who has a little bit of website knowledge can make those edits. It can be really valuable and it can make the difference between people signing up to your code or not. I don't know about you, but my attention span is quite slow. When you go on websites, if the website doesn't load within 10 seconds or you can't find what you're looking for, I just go back into Google and find someone else. So trying to be at the top of your game and just getting people to make suggestions that's free rather than spending $1,000 on your website. It's just a really easy way to make improvements. Cool. So again, that's quite a quick website thing because I really want to spend most of the time after the feedback from April to get back into Facebook and Instagram. Does anyone have any questions on websites or Google before I move on?
ADHD like I think when you have a computer and it lags, even just 1 second, you get frustrated, right? So
sorry, Maria, do you have a question? Sorry, or was your microphone just on by mistake?
No.
Okay, no, it's all good. Sorry, I just couldn't quite hear that. Cool, no questions. Sorry, it's really quick. But we'll ask questions at the end if you think of anything. But I also will give you Matthew a copy of the slides so you can have these as examples to go through. Cool. So I'm just going to jump out of my spreadsheet in a second. Oh, sorry, PowerPoint, and we'll jump into Facebook. But I just wanted to show you this slide. We're in quite a busy digital marketing world, and it can seem overwhelming, and I totally get that. I'm a full-time marketer, and this also overwhelms me of how many social media channels and ways of communication there is. But my main piece of advice is sticking to 1 or 2 channels and doing a really good job of those 2 channels before branching out. Now, I know a common thing people say to us is, oh, TikTok's real trendy now. Why aren't you on TikTok? And yeah, of course, we'd like to be on TikTok as well, but we don't have, well, first of all, our audience isn't on TikTok. It's a bit too young for us personally as a business advisory firm, but we don't have the time or resources. We want to put all our time and resources into 2 or 3 channels really well. And so we're picking the channels that relate to our audience. So that's Facebook for us because our audience is slightly older, and Instagram for our recruitment and employer brand, and then YouTube as well for video content. So we spend our time just focusing on those 3 and doing a really good job of those, rather than doing it piecemeal and doing a million different things. So if people keep saying to you, oh, you should be doing this, think about your audience. Do you have the resource? Do you have the time? And really just stick to 1 or 2 and do them really well. So don't just think, oh, I should be on this, I should be on this. And then you don't end up posting on TikTok because you can't get any video footage, or you're not sure how to use the program. Sorry, I'm picking on TikTok, but you guys might find that you might have amazing footage, and I'm sure if you have someone that's interested in video, that TikTok would be a really good channel for you to try and get younger people in on your code. So yeah, there is different channels out there for everyone, but I would recommend just only picking 1 or 2 and not going with all these hundreds of ones that are available here like this. It's too much. Cool. Okay. So I'm just going to quickly jump into Facebook. Cool. Sorry, so when you first log into Facebook, this is how your page will display. So I have to move a few things around. Cool. So this is your home page. So this is I'm logged in as Baker Tilly. And this is your home page here. So this is all of our people that we follow as Baker Tilly. So one of the things I would recommend is going through and actively following people. So for example, we follow our Tauranga office. But going through and following people is a really good way to get people to follow you back.
It might be worth noting that we can't see, we see a slideshow of your PowerPoint.
Oh no. Can you? Okay.
Yes.
Oh, thank you for that.
That's all good.
Thank
you. Might just be presenting the wrong screen.
That would be helpful if we can't. Oh, that's really weird. Okay, can you see my screen? Oh.
You now, but
Oh, hang on. Thank you for that. Okay, here we go. This will be more helpful for you. That would have been, thank you for speaking up. Otherwise, it would have been they're awful for the next 20 minutes when you can't see anything. Cool. Sorry. So this is the timeline. So when you're logging in to Facebook, that I'm logged in as Baker Tilly currently here, and this is the home page and the timeline. So we try and follow people. So I'll just use this one again as an example. So hopefully you can see it. This is our Tauranga office. So we follow them and then we hope that they follow us back. And that's how we kind of engage and share content. I'll try and engage with everyone's content. So I'm going to love this one. I could even write a comment and hope they comment back. So it's all about networking, and social media is a really good tool for that. If you have time and resource, obviously I understand that this is obviously a nice to have, but we definitely spend a couple of minutes just going through all of the people. So this is our local surf life-saving club. So we follow them and we also sponsor them. So I like to engage with their content and then hope that they engage with ours. And their audience will see that we've engaged with them and vice versa. So again, it's just networking rather than face-to-face. This is a digital thing. So definitely recommend you guys do this. And again, just spend a couple minutes once a week or every couple of days as time allows. And that's a really good way of just getting your follower base up on Facebook without spending money. Now I'm going to jump into our page. So if we click here and go to Baker Tilly page. An important thing is always having a really strong cover image. And we tend to change ours out once a quarter, 4 times a year. Think of it like a digital billboard. It's the first thing someone will see when they're on your profile. So if you've got, for example, the previous image we had was promoting our graduate campaign. So we were trying to recruit new staff. So we reflected that in our graphic at the top. So now it's just a generic one until we have our next campaign. But if you have an open day or an event, or you're looking, it's the new season coming up, or a big game, you're the finals of the tournament, that having an image at the cover at the top is a quick way for people to see, oh, we got something happening or something going on. And again, it's a free way of advertising. We then recommend having a strong bio about what you do, and listing all your contact information. Just go through yourself on your Facebook page and just check all the information is correct. Nothing worse if you went onto their website or you go on their Facebook page and realize that their email address is wrong. You know, you might be losing people that way, or if the website doesn't link through. Just having a quick look at everything and editing if anything that needs to be changed. You can also pin posts now as well. So we pin our services. So you might have, if your club has different services, you don't have to have this. You could list out different things. So if your club offered, I don't know, could be a range of things, you can split them out like that, and then that displays at the top of the page. And beside that, we have our upcoming events. So we pin that at the top as well, so people can say, oh, cool, we've got some HR workshops coming up. Oh, and it's a click of a button at the top. Again, it's like a website. All the important information is at the top of the fold and everything there. And then we scroll down further. This is all our posts as well. So having this information is just really important. Cool, sorry, girls. And that's all I'll talk about on this page. But I don't know how many of you have done this before, but if you click on the Meta Business Suite, so hopefully you can see that here on the left-hand side. So I'm going to click on that. It's going to open up into a new tab. And Meta is the back end, so the business side of Facebook, and it's joined with Instagram as well. So if you have an Instagram page, hopefully they are linked. So if you have any questions on that, Matthew can forward you my contact information, and I can give you some instructions on how to link both your Facebook and Instagram together. I definitely recommend, because when you're posting, you can post to both platforms at the same time, rather than going onto Instagram and posting and then going onto Facebook and posting. The main thing I love about the Meta Business Suite is this planner here. So on the left-hand side, it's called Planner. I'll click on that. So Planner is a scheduling tool, so you can schedule content. So this is currently on a week view, but if I click on the month view, you can see these are all the posts that we have published on our page. And So these are all our Facebook ones, and then you can see we've published some on Instagram by looking at the Instagram logo here. And what I'm going to do is go through and I'll just show you quickly. So to create a post, you go to the top right, click on that. And you can see the first option here, it says post to. So currently it defaults to both our platforms, so for our Facebook page and our Instagram page. So today I'll keep them both selected, but you can just pick one. Both go like that. The next bit is where you add your picture or your image. So I'll go through and quickly pick a picture. Cool. So this is just defaulted to something I've made recently. So I'll just click on this one and double click and it should upload. Now you'll see on the right hand side, this is how it's going to preview on Facebook. And you can change it to see how it's going to preview on Instagram. So it looks slightly different, but I'll make sure, okay, yep, the image looks fine. The quality looks good. I'm happy with that. So we'll keep on going. I can then put in my text here. So I'm going to put text here just to show you. And again, on the preview, you can see this is how it's going to preview on your Facebook page. And then if I change over to Instagram, you see the text comes down underneath here. So I'm happy with that again. Obviously, I'm not going to publish this, but just to show you as a test. You can also add in any links. So if you have a URL or anything you want to put in, any emojis, any feelings, your location, you can add all these options in as well. Hashtags, so you can, hopefully you all know what a hashtag is, but I'll quickly put one in. So hashtag is when you use this symbol here, and then you write in, so for Baker Tilly, we have Great Futures as one of our hashtags, that a standard one that we use. And you'll see that it comes up in blue highlighted like that. But for you guys, you might have Wellington netball, for example, might be one, or I know your actual name. So if I did like Baker Tilly, oops, sorry. So they all have to be one word. There's no spaces. So you have to be mindful of that. And with Facebook, and hashtags aren't super important, but for Instagram, they are a great search tool. So hashtag, I don't know if you know, yeah, hopefully you know a little bit about hashtags, but hashtags are pretty much like a search function. So if you go into, mainly on Instagram, so if you go onto Instagram and you are searching for Wellington netball, anything that came up with Wellington netball, so in that hashtag, will come up on that on a search feed. So I'll quickly, actually I can quickly I'll jump in and do that shortly. So it's, having 3 to 5 hashtags is recommended for Instagram now. So recommend putting them into any post that you think are relevant. So if you're at a particular school or at a particular venue, so like the Cape Tin or something like that, you could use one of their hashtags to help get your content pushed into a search field in Instagram. Another thing I'll quickly show you as well is how to tag other people in. So one of the things that we love, we sponsor quite a lot of sports codes here in Taranaki. So we sponsor, so like the Surf Lifesaving Club, rugby. So when we do a post, if it was, for example, we got some free tickets to the Taranaki Bulls games that are coming up. So I would do a post and I would tag them in. So I would put the @ symbol like this and then start typing in Taranaki Rugby. And hopefully it's going to come up, Taranaki Rugby Union, and click on that. So it means I'm tagging them in. So they're going to get a notification to say you have been tagged in a post from Baker Tilly. And then I hope that they will share the post on their page. So again, it's that networking and sharing, that their audience will see that we sponsored the event and hopefully then start following us or engage with us in some way. So we love it when people tag us in content. So if you, for example, if we sponsored your sports code, if you tagged us in a post, we would always reshare that because we love to share content. So you'll see whenever you tag someone in, it'll come up in blue like that. And you can tag in multiple people as well. So if I go Sport Taranaki, they should come up here as well. Oh, where have they gone? There they go. Cool. Perfect. So now because we're posting to Facebook and Instagram, you can also customize the text. So if you want, so I've tagged in this one here, which was their Instagram page. So I want to customize that. So for their Facebook page, I'm tagging in their Facebook page. So this is their Facebook page. You can see there, hopefully you can see on your screens, it might be a bit small, the Facebook icons there. Where if I go over to the Instagram post, this is their Instagram. So you can see the icon there, it's Instagram. So now they're going to get a notification on both platforms when I publish this that I've tagged them in an Instagram post and I've tagged them in a Facebook post. So hopefully they will share on both their platforms. So both on Instagram and Facebook. Hopefully that'll make sense. And if you have any questions, please speak up. So once I'm happy with that, obviously I wouldn't post this, but I've tagged in the unions, the sport codes I want to tag in, and I've got my text, got my image. I would then go down to this one here, it's scheduling options. So this is my favorite part about Planner. So I can schedule these for next week. So I tend to always schedule in content a few weeks in advance, obviously if time allows and I'm proactive enough. But it makes life a little bit easier. So next Thursday, I'm going to schedule this post in. I'm going to schedule it in for 9 o'clock in the morning. So I'm going to change these times over like so. Cool. So next Thursday, this post here is going to go out at 9 o'clock. And then I'm going to hit schedule. I'll press schedule like so. So this is when if you wanted to spend any money. So I don't want to spend any money on this post. So I'll just go ignore and close that down. You'll now see, I'll go back to here, that next Thursday, so on the 29th of August, I have this post scheduled to go out and I don't have to worry about it at all. So as your sports code, if you're starting to collect content or testimonials or anything you want to post and you're tight on time, this can save you lots of time. This is a great way to say, for example, we do staff profiles. So we promote one of our staff members with a little quote, and we do that once a month. So I schedule that in. So I've already got one for September, October, November, and I don't have to worry about it. I can sit back and know that these are just all going to go out, and it's just one less thing I have to worry about. Because it's nothing worse when you get to the end of the week and you're like, oh no, I haven't posted anything all week, and then you're quickly trying to think of something. Where if you can try and schedule stuff in, so like allow 1 hour a month or 2 hours a month and schedule all this content out, then you can sit back and relax. Definitely recommend. Once you've scheduled a post, you can go in and edit it. So I'm going to have to do that now. So I'm going to click on this one here, and then it's going to preview how it looked. And I'm like, oh no, that's not right. The text isn't correct. You go to these 3 little dots up here, and I can click edit. I can also reschedule. So if I think we've actually got a game on next Thursday, so I didn't actually want to put this up. I want to put something about the game on the Thursday, so I'll move this to another day. I can hit reschedule, and they'll come up and say, I'm going to change that to Tuesday. So it's really good and easy tool to use. You can move it back into a draft format, so that will push it back into a draft, and so you can re-edit or anything like that. Edit will go back into that same page where we were in. So back into here, and then I'm thinking, okay, I need to add in more information here. Oh, there. And then go, okay, yeah, I can reschedule that again. I'm going to reschedule that. Cool, fixed my error. It's really practical. I'll go back into the month so it's a bit easier. But I'm going to go back and quickly delete these, because in case I let this go. So I'm going to delete that. And then I'm going to have to go in and delete the Instagram version. And sometimes it will still come up here. You just have to do a refresh. So if I refresh now, you can see here on the 29th, there's no post there now. So that's good. I won't get in. I wouldn't want that to go on our page. But there's a really great tool. I really recommend using Planner. It will save you lots of time. So again, to do that, you just go from your Facebook page to the Meta Business Suite, which will bring you to this page, and you go to Planner, which is on the left-hand side here, and that will bring you to that page, and then you hit Create Post. There is also a mobile app, which is called Meta Business Suite. So if you go into the App Store or the Play Store and download Meta Business Suite, it's a very similar format to this. So if you're using your phone, so if all your photos are on your phone, rather than a laptop like I'm using now, the app is a really great way to push out content really quickly.
Nicole, there's a question from Sue's Dragon Boat Club. This is awesome. Are there times of day or night you recommend for posting content?
Oh, really good question. Yes. So there is, depending on your audience. So you might have to do a bit of learning and seeing what engages best with people. So if you think about your audience, so if they are parents, for example, they're probably quite busy during the day. Maybe just before picking up kids, they might be sitting in the car, depending on what age they are. Just thinking about behaviors of some of the people in your groups. They might be sitting in the car just before 3 o'clock waiting to pick up their kid. They might be just on Facebook quickly. Also, another good time is before bed. I don't know, most people would like to scroll social media before bed. They're kind of unwinding. They've had dinner, put the kids to sleep. You know, you've got 10 minutes to kind of unwind and scroll. It is a little bit of testing. I'll quickly go back in here. It doesn't work for us at the moment, but in here, they have this option here called active times. But, oh, it is going to work now. The other day, they must have just upgraded this, so it wasn't working for me. They have this tool here, so I'll just go back. So click on active times. And this is when Facebook recommends most of your audience is online. So they know from your follower base when the peak times of people are online. So it's saying today at 8 o'clock tonight, that's when our Instagram audience is going to be most online. So you can click, So you can click on that tomorrow, saying it's 7 o'clock. So use this, if it does work for you. It hasn't been working the last few weeks, so that's good. Use this active time, and that will listen to Facebook and trust them when your audience is online, but also think about your demographic and think about when you also are online. Like Saturday mornings is kind of a good one before you going off to sports or getting the kids up. You might be scrolling for a few minutes if parents are your target audience. So think about that, but use Facebook. The active times is a really good tool. Good question, thank you. Okay, cool. So the scheduling, this is definitely fun. There's lots of other tools in Meta Business Suite, but I don't know if I want to go into that too much because I want to jump into Canva, and then hopefully we have some time for some questions. Cool.
So quickly while we're here, Nicole, another question's come up. In the app stores, there are a couple of options for Meta, the Meta Business Suite and the Meta Ads Manager. The Business Suite one to download.
Yeah, the Meta Business Suite. Yeah, correct. So the Meta Business Suite will be what we've just covered today. Ads Manager is if you're creating paid content. So if you're wanting to put money behind to create ads and put money behind it, it's a different app. But we won't be going into that today, but yeah, Meta Business Suite is the one you want to be downloading. And sometimes it's actually a lot easier because it's a lot simpler than there's a lot of extra tools on the desktop. Cool. Okay. Now, if I change this over, can you see, Matthew, is my screen changed to Canva? You can see that?
Yes.
Okay, cool, perfect, thank you. Cool, so Canva is one of my favorite tools for creating content. Hopefully you've all heard of it before and had a little bit of a dabble, but if you haven't, definitely check this out. So there is a free version, and you can do quite a lot with the free version, so definitely check it out if you don't have budget. But otherwise, I will pay for the basic model, which is $16 a month, which isn't too bad if you're using it quite regularly. So it's a really good way to create testimonials or graphics, posters, anything, email signatures, anything you can think of. So for example, if I don't know, I'm going to be going for I'm going to go for a netball Facebook post. We'll see what comes up. I'm doing this on the fly now. So if I search netbook Facebook post, it's going to come up, it's got 20,000 templates. So you can see here, there might be some things, like there's some videos, there's different placements. You might, I'm trying to see if there's one that, we'll go with this one here. So I'm going to click on this one here and go customize this template. Cool. So this might work really well, but I'm guessing that most of your brand isn't pink and green. I'm going to say probably similar to Taranaki, where maybe a bit of amber and black or some particular colors. So this isn't, you don't want to keep it the same as this. So you always want to refer back to your own brand. Now, hopefully, if you might have attended our previous workshop with Sarah, who talked about branding and consistency, this is a good way to start, but you want to tweak it to make it look like your own brand. So with Canva, when you pay for the paid version, so not on the free version, you have this option here on the left. Hopefully, sorry, it's quite small. And you install all your brand. So I have my brand colors, I have my brand fonts, my brand voice, my logo, all of that there. So I can quickly look at this and hit brand, and it's automatically changed to my brand colors. Fantastic. You know, on the click of a button, just by clicking that one option, it's gone from the pink and the green, which isn't our brand at all. Clicking on that, and it's shuffled again. That's not really happy. I don't really like the green and the black isn't our prominent color, so I'm going to click that again. Not quite right. I'll keep clicking it until I get to one that I like. This one here, perfect. On our brand colors, I don't have to muck around and figure out what the colors is, or picking a slightly different aqua each time. I know that's on brand. But again, the font isn't quite right. So I'm going to change that to our sorry, that one. I'm going to change this to, so if you click on the field here and highlight it, that's not one of our fonts, so I'm going to have to change that. And I'm going to just type in, so we just use Arial for our brand. So I'm just going to change it to Arial, like so. And it is similar to Word. If you use Word, I'll highlight again. I'm just going to make the font slightly smaller. So go try 120. And try and make it, and change that. So I don't want it to be left aligned. I might change that to centered like that. You can even, I mean, this is a super quick tutorial, sorry. You can drag this around, change your text around. This I'm going to have to change to Arial as well. So I'll change that up here. It's already populated it. Change the font size a bit because it doesn't work. And already it's looking more and more like something that we would produce on our brand and color. So it's a really good tool to create graphics. I can make this a bit bigger, a bit smaller. I might not want to use this image anymore, so I can go over here to the left and click on elements, and I could search netball and then look at netball photos. There may be something, or graphics. We'll look at graphics and see what's in here. So I might want to put in a ball, for example. So I might want to put this in. So I just click on the object here and it automatically, I can move it around really quickly. So I might want to delete that, put this in. You know, everything's really customizable. Again, I can go like that. I could change the color of this. So if I didn't want that to be black, I can go up to the color option up the top here. And I can make it on brand. So my brand colors are here. I can make it in the blue if I wanted to, or the aqua. I can go the aqua like that. Everything is really, it's really fun. The main thing I would recommend, you can get a little bit carried away. I know myself, there's so many templates I'd love to use, but I have to always consider the brand. You want it to be consistent. Like, for example, if I talk about McDonald's, you know, as soon as you see the red and the yellow, that's McDonald's colors. They're never going to go off and do some random other color and a slightly different look and feel. They're very consistent, even over, I don't know how long they've been around, but quite a long time. It's those golden arches are very prominent. You know, all these brands that are quite strong, Adidas, Just Do It, you know, Nike, they all stick and they're always very consistent. So definitely this is a good way to get inspiration, but always stick to your brand. So like, I'll just move this like here, move that around. So this, obviously netball isn't our brand, but you can see like this example, super easy for us to create. I might want to change out this image here. So I could go back and search netball again. Look under photos, there might be another photo. And these are all so if you have the free version, most of them are free. But you'll see a little crown on some of them when that's for the pros. That's when you have to pay for it. But again, yeah, $15 or $16 a month is not a bad investment if you're using it regularly. So once you're happy with this graphic, say I'm going to keep it how it is because I quite like it. You go up to the top right and hit share. So I have to move this out of the way. And then go to download. And then you can just go download and it's going to save it. Hopefully quickly for me. Perfect. And it's downloading now. So if I click on this now, or open up, and I have a graphic, then I can then go back into the Meta Business Suite where we were before and upload that as a Facebook post. So it's a really amazing tool. Now, if you needed the post in a slightly different size, so if you wanted to use it for Instagram, and then you decided, actually, this would be a really good poster, on the paid version, you can go up to the top left here and go resize, and you can resize it automatically into other sizes. So then you're not having to recreate everything manually. So I'll show you what I did for work the other day. I'll go back home. So I had to make something. So we're running another marketing workshop. I needed to resize it into different formats. So I've got it as a Facebook post. So I've got it in this format. I then clicked resize and then resized it to a square for Instagram. And then I wanted to resize it again. So then I hit resize into stories. You do have to make little tweaks. Sometimes it's not perfect, but again, time saving. It's a great tool. Just keeping it all consistent like that. So it's really, really easy to use. Sorry, this is really quick. So you can also, there's lots of videos on YouTube. So if you decide you want to use Canva, definitely go onto YouTube and look up a quick tutorial if you're getting stuck on anything. But I personally find it quite easy to navigate. All your main tool and things are on the left-hand side. So for example, if I wanted to add in some extra text, I can just go text here, click on that, and it's going to bring up some more text here. I'm going to go example 1, 2, 3, and then I can just click on it and you can just drag it anywhere you want. So I can drag it in here. I could then make it size 100 font, you know, left aligned, centered. I can go in and change the color to blue. So these are all our brand colors. So again, you can go in and edit your brand colors, change all this, and there's different effects you can use. There's so many cool functions in there, but definitely have a play. It's really fun. So I'm going to go over to the brand function. So this is, so when you first sign up, if you've got the paid version, again, so I'm not trying to sell the paid version, but it makes life a little bit easier. You can completely set up your brand. So I'll click on that. And I'm going to quickly go my brand kit. I'll go in here. So once you've done this once, you don't need to do it again. But so you go through and you go upload your logo. So that's always in there. Then you don't have to keep re-uploading. I'm going to add in all my colors. If you have set brand guideline colors, I put them all in here so I don't have to think about what the numbers are each time. All our different fonts, so titles and that. Any particular photos that you use on a regular basis, you can upload them in here. And then our icons, so that's just we've got our growth symbol. So we have that in there as well. So every time we create a graphic, everything's in here really easily. So if I go back to my brand on this graphic and I want to add my logo in, it's in here like that, really easy. I don't have to copy, paste, download, use, all that. Also, Canva is available as a mobile app. So you can go into the Play Store and download Canva. It is a little bit trickier. So on your phone, sometimes you have to use fingers to try and stretch or shrink text. So I do find it a lot easier on a desktop or laptop, but you can do it on your phone. It just, it takes a little bit of more art to do it that way, but you get better over it with time. I think I'm trying to see if there's anything else that would be beneficial for here. In the elements, there's so much different things. So if you're doing any reports or anything for the club, you can do charts. There's so much in here. You can do this. My favorite new feature is a mock-up. So if you had new t-shirts that you'd come for the season and you want to show people wearing the t-shirt, so I'm going to show this as an example. I'm just going to pull this over the top of that. See how it's got this thing here? It's going to show, I'm going to go quickly to a photo. I'm going to go elements. I'm going to go dog, just to be interesting. I'm going to go look up a dog photo. Say I'll go this dog here. I'm going to drag this photo. I'm going to drag it over this guy's t-shirt, and it's going to put the picture over the t-shirt. So just like that, then you can say this is what our new t-shirts look like for the season, which is pretty cool. I have a bit of fun with that. I'll try that with our logo as well. I can put our logo in, so I'll drag my logo in and drag it over to the t-shirt. Not going to work quite well with our logo, but you can quickly see an idea of what the t-shirt might look like with our logo on it, which is quite cool. That's just another fun. There's so much you can do with Canva. There's probably all, unless there's any questions about Canva or things that might be of benefit for you guys, let me know if there's any questions. So it's a super quick tutorial. Nothing. Cool. I thought we've got 5 minutes for questions if anyone has any questions about anything. Sorry, it's very quick, but hopefully it gives you a bit of inspiration to get started, and hopefully these tools will make life easier for you in the marketing space, because I know you're juggling a few hats. So these hopefully will be, save you time by scheduling your content, updating your Google, making your website a little bit easier, and then creating really beautiful graphics on brand. Be consistent.
Thanks, Nicole. It doesn't appear to be any questions at the moment, so obviously you've given that information correctly and appropriately.
Hope everyone's still awake.
Really?
bored anyone.
So people seem to be very appreciative and a lot of thank yous coming through. So that's fabulous.
Cool.
So if there's no questions in the next immediate time, we'll call it quits. I just want to thank you, Nicole. The 3 sessions that you've done has been just fantastic. And appreciate the time and effort you've put into it. It's been very well received. Thank you very much.
Thank
and
you so much.
for people who are sitting on this webinar, we will be putting it up on our website probably in the next couple of days after we edit it and tidy it up a little bit. And you will find the webinar and the presentation there. But thank you all for attending. It's been much. I hope it's been of value to you. And have a great afternoon. Thank you very much.
Cool. Thank you so much, everyone.